Employment numbers suggest job seekers may have reason to be optimistic.
And spring forward, daylight savings time is this Sunday. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's Friday, March 8th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Kelly Snyder. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Julia Frazina. Ahead on our show, we have all your news and sports highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, our top story.
Good news for the Canadian economy. 50,000 new jobs were created in February, shattering analysts' expectations of a modest gain of 8,000. It's a sharp reversal from January, when the economy lost nearly 22,000 jobs, according to Statistics Canada. Most of the positions are full-time in the private sector and in Ontario. The unemployment rate remained at the 4-year low of 7%.
Twitter is abuzz today as a dramatic battle has erupted between former mayoral candidate Sarah Thompson and Mayor Rob Ford. After a public event late last night, Thompson posted a photo on her Facebook page of her, and Ford accused Ford of inappropriate touching and comments. She also accused him earlier of, in her words, being out of it, but later said he was not inebriated. Forbes says the allegations are absolutely, completely false. Ford's chief of staff has said the mayor is completely taking legal action.
The Ontario Coalition Against Poverty is asking all their supporters to join them at Metro Hall for another sit-in today. In an online statement, the organization says Metro Hall can and must be used as an emergency shelter space. Mayor Rob Ford called the protest a cheap publicity stunt. But Ford acknowledges Metro Hall is a public space where OCAP may assemble. The coalition is demanding the city add more beds to shelters in Toronto. Ford says his budget added beds and many go unused. Participants plan to stay at Metro Hall until it closes tonight.
Toronto City Councillors want to stand on their own 2 feet and move away from under the parenting body of the Ontario Municipal Board. The OMB holds the right to overturn any decisions made by a city within Ontario. Toronto MPP Rosario Marquez is pushing for legislation that will allow the city to be excluded from the governing body's control and have Toronto create its own appeal board.
Those of you who enjoy a longer sleep may not be happy come this Sunday. Samantha Martin has the story.
It's that time of year again. Daylight savings is upon us, which means this Sunday clocks will be moved ahead by 1 hour, resulting in people losing an hour of sleep. Humber student Kim Clocker says she's excited for the change.
It's always so depressing in winter when it gets dark around like 4 or 5 p.m., so it's definitely a happier time.
Matthew Smith is also looking forward to the time change because it means warmer weather is on the way.
Spring then summer, you know, it's nice and warm, the heat. I love the heat. I hate the cold.
But some people, like Max Cool, aren't happy about losing sleep.
I really hate getting up earlier, but I really enjoy it in the fall when you can sleep in later. It's much better.
A Swedish study conducted in 2008 found that there was a 7% increase in heart attacks in the first 3 business days following daylight savings. Humber Varsity academic advisor and personal trainer Monique Hahn says she doesn't believe this can be the only factor in the increase of heart attacks.
Genetics, family history of other health concerns, and so that just doesn't happen overnight.
Researchers say the biannual clock change also affects traffic safety. The researchers, who looked at 7 years of U.S. traffic statistics, found that in the spring, there was a decrease in deaths caused by a motor vehicle. More daylight hours and better visibility are believed to be the reason. Whereas in the autumn, where clocks are pushed back, people are 3 times more likely to be fatally struck by a car. The time change is scheduled for this Sunday at 2 a.m. to create the smallest amount of disruption to daily life. Samantha Martin, Humber News.
10 suspects have been arrested after a robbery at an Etobicoke high school. Police say around noon yesterday, 4 men in their 20s pulled up to Thistletown Collegiate Institute near Islington on Albion Road wearing masks. The suspects robbed 2 students of their cell phones at gunpoint. They then shot at another student who was not hit. Police say 21 charges have been laid. The accused are expected to appear in court tomorrow.
A Scarborough community is reeling after the death of a 5-year-old girl. Kaylee Callahan Boulanger was struck by a garbage truck yesterday while walking home from school. She was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 other children were taken to Sick Kids Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 62-year-old driver collapsed from shock after seeing the children. He was also taken to the hospital. No charges have been laid.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the world. Mark Mullen will have your sports news, and Stephen Donkers will have your weather forecast.
Say goodbye to the cloudy weather and say hello to some sunshine today and tomorrow. I'll have the 5-day weather forecast after the break.